Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today this video is going to be based upon an ego death. One sec, let me send you guys some blessings. Peace, love, light, abundance, healing, clearing all that negative energy and shit. One sec. Just get the environment all good, so then everyone's in a good place. Hope everyone's taking good care of themselves right about now, because that energy is wild, y'all. The energy is really wild. Like, outside is just pure chaos, man. Pure chaos. And I know a lot of people are going through shit right about now as well. So make sure you're taking good care of yourself, staying hydrated and well rested, man. Alright. So let's go anyway, guys. So yeah, this topic is going to be about an ego death, yeah? And if you're having an awakening or having a dark night of the soul, an ego death is gonna be a part of that as well, should I say, guys. So just giving you guys the heads up. So anyway, let's just get straight to it. So after a dark night of the soul, yeah, guys, you're gonna experience an ego death, and I'm gonna go into it as well. So I might do videos on the stages, because I've done it goes in like there's like 3 stages from my experience anyway. Like, I had a dark night of the soul, had an ego death, and then a proper awakening, should I say. Not proper awakening, but becoming more conscious, should I say. So they're the 3 stages, and yeah, I might do the awakening video after this one. So yeah, like I was saying, you're going to experience a dark night of the soul. That's going to be bringing up all your past traumas and all your inner wounds, should I say. That. So a dark night of the soul is going to be bringing that to the surface. And ego death is basically it's kind of loss of identity, should I say, in a way, man. Like, things you used to identify yourself with, like, oh yeah, I like I don't know, being skinny, or I don't like being fat. That will you would kind of lose attachment to that, should I say. And then you'll be then the next step would be awake, so you'll be more conscious, consciously aware and stuff. So yeah, when you're having an ego death, a part of your ego does actually die. It does perish, but it's it's needed for your soul's evolution, should I say, because your ego is basically getting in the way of your soul. So your ego is going to be stopping your soul's evolution. Like, if you're being stubborn, being impatient, and certain ego traits, should I say, not being open, unforgiving and stuff like that. So that's all ego, yeah. So after you have dark night of the soul, yeah, you will experience an ego death, and a part of your ego will die, should I say, man. So, and it is fucking painful, y'all. The dark night of the soul is painful. The ego death is just comes with a dark night of the soul, should I say. So yeah, after you have an ego death, for me, I had less. You have less attachment to the ego. So caring what you look like, caring about your weight, caring about what other people think of you, certain looks and things that you attach yourself with, like, oh yeah, I can only wear dresses, or I can only do this. That's all ego. So you get less attached to them ego things, should I say. And yeah, for me anyway, like, after I had an ego death, you know, like back in the day, when I see hippies wearing colours, like bright colours, I'm thinking, wow, how do you do that, bruv? Like, not even like, I don't know, like, bruv, well, after you have an ego death, them bright colours, you'll be loving them bright colours. Listen, your soul is screaming for them bright colours. Listen, when man's wearing yellow and standing out, being that fucking light in the dark and that, yeah, it's mad. Trust, them hippie colours are the way forward once you had an ego death. Trust, it's so funny. Alright, cool. So yeah, after experiencing ego death, for me anyway, and because not just for me, but for in general, you have certain attachments that's only ego. So after you have an ego death, you lose. They haven't got such a strong hold over you, should I say. Like, oh yeah, I used to be so stubborn, prideful. Listen, man would take something to the death of me and that. Like but certain people, I didn't speak to you for 10 years straight, fam. Straight. Man wouldn't talk to them for 10 years. 10 years. As soon as man had an ego death, man was a bit more open and forgiving. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's not me, you know. Like before, man would rather eat a bullet than forgive somebody. Are you mad? Or be open. Like my experience, like yeah, being open to love and stuff. Like it's actually, it was quite scary for man. Like getting close and being open to people and showing how you really feel inside and shit. But then after you have an ego death, it's like, yeah, you don't mind being vulnerable and shit, man. It's fucking so strange, yo. So yeah, an ego death, yeah. You'd be more open to change, should I say, because I used to hate change. Yeah, anything out of my, not daily routine, but routine in general. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn as well. I used to hate it. It would throw me off. I'll be pissed off, vexed at the world and everything. But now, since I had an ego death, I haven't got that attachment to not change. I've been more open to change, because if you're not open to change, if things ain't changing, then things are stagnant and they're technically dying, yeah? So I was being more open to change. I was being more open to forgiveness, being more open to love, giving and receiving love, yeah? Because I used to be quite fucking cold, yeah? Maybe it's a Capricorn thing. Like, we feel a lot. Don't think not us Capricorns, but that exterior, you wouldn't even know, fam. Like, if man liked someone back in the day, yeah? Bruv, man will act like I hated you, fam. Yeah, real talk, swear down. But these times, man, if man likes someone, man can just say it like, yeah, I'm digging your vibe still. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, less pride. Pride, yeah, man still got a bit of pride, but before, like I was saying, man would rather eat a bullet than fucking certain things, innit? Like, yeah, man's pride, like, Caribbean people's pride, yeah, is mad. Like, if you watch Shotters and that, man will be suck your mother and take a bullet, fam. Like, yeah, trust, the pride, black people's pride is mad, innit? Like, yeah, we'd rather die than let that pride thing in there. But, yeah, so less pride, being more open, being more vulnerable. So they're all that come with the ego death. So, yeah, it's quite great in a way, because your ego, listen, I've got a big ego in it, so my ego back in the day used to run shit, but once your soul steps in, your ego is small, fam. Trust me, done. Listen, and being vulnerable is a big thing, yeah? If you think being tough and solid makes you hard, it don't. Being vulnerable makes you hard. Trust me, swear that. So after the ego death, man started not it sounds so funny. I start classifying the body as the vessel, because my soul is in this vessel. This vessel is taking me through life, should I say, yeah? So man started to look at the vessel differently, innit? Man started to pay more appreciation to the vessel and been trying to look after the vessel as much as I can, because when I was in the ego fully, man, this vessel took a beating. Drinking, drugs, fucking abuse. Man wouldn't eat, sleep, up for days. Mad. This vessels took a beating. So these times, man would be like, yeah, nah, man, you need to give yourself some credit. If you need to rest for like 2-3 days, you can rest, dread. Do you know what I'm saying? So man need to start looking after the vessel better. But as soon as I had the ego death, man started being more aware of that. Started to eat more better. No, I'm not 100% better, but starting to eat more veg and be more open to fruits and fish and that. I used to hate fish, hate it. And then these times, boom, yeah, man will try fish. Man will change it up. Man will try something new. These times, man looking to cut out meat and start fish only, dread, or vegetables, just straight veg in it, because meat is not good these days anyway. The ones from the supermarket is mad. Yeah, so man started paying attention to the vessel more, and after an ego death, man wanted to dive deep, you know. Man started diving deep for knowledge, hungry for knowledge. Man was eating through them books, and these times I'm dyslexic, innit? So my reading ain't like on top form, but man was hammering books, and like I was saying, seeking out knowledge. So I was like, alright, cool. After the ego death, it's like, yeah, cool, done my Reiki course. I was in tune with energy and all that anyway, but I was like, I need to fuel this. Like, I need more of the the calling, should I say, it's got a calling, like fucking the on the right path, like healing, like Reiki. You start being more interested in the mystics, like magic and manifesting, Reiki, card readings, tarots, crystal, all of that starts happening more and more and more for me anyway. And it might happen for you guys if you're having an ego death as well. So yeah, I was just hungry for knowledge, hammering self-help books, spiritual books. The Power of Now, I advise you guys to read that book by Eckhart Tolle, amazing book, and it helps you stay present. And with an ego death, you're more living in the right now, the now moment. The ego likes to live in the past or the future, but there is neither. The past happened and the future is not here yet. We only have now to make change, yeah? And after an ego death, I started seeing, all right, not playing victim, but you know when things happen to you and you start feeling beat up. It is playing victim, not gonna lie, yeah. Start thinking, oh yeah, my life's hard, I've been through this, I've been through that, and blah, 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 this sucks, and the world's shit, and blah, blah, blah. But after you have an ego death, it's like, wow, okay, this happened, man owns it, and I've created this to happen for my soul's evolution, if that makes sense. It sounds so fucked. But everything happens to you for a reason and for your soul's growth. So instead of being a victim, you are Victor, is it Victor? I swear it's Victor. Victorious, Victor. Yeah, Victor. I think it's Victor. But yeah, you start standing in your power and saying, okay, yeah, this is who I am, and this happened, and I accept it and own that shit. So you stand fully in your power, and there's no fear, because the ego likes to live off fear-based stuff. So after an ego death, yeah, there's less fear of certain things like change and certain things. There's less fear, so that's really good, man. I find that very good. But another thing is you can't kill your ego fully, because you need your ego to live. If the ego died, you would die. But you need to use the ego correctly. So not let the ego use you. You got to use the ego kind of thing, should I say? Yeah. And then, like I was saying before, all right, cool. Yeah, so after an ego death, the ego fears death. The like, you know, people fear, like, scared of dying. Oh yeah, no, this and that. But once you've had an ego death, the soul knows it's eternal and can live forever, but the ego's time is limited. So you kind of experience that as well. So even though you're going through pain and stuff after having a dark night of the soul, you kind of know that you can kind of live forever, and the ego's time is limited, but you will live on, should I say. Blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, after an ego death, like I was saying before, you start becoming more open to the magic, should I say. So you might be seeing more synchronicities, you might be attracting animals, like walking, I'll be fucking seeing birds, I'm attracting bees. I almost adopted a fucking crow. I had it in a box, I was going to take the fucking crow home and shit. Like birds, bees, fucking a fox walked me up the hill one time. Listen, magic starts happening once you start diving deeper on the path, gang, I swear down. So synchronicities, coincidences, you realize that they're not coincidences, they're just you being in line with, on the right path, should I say, and learning how to manifest, like practicing really small, like manifesting certain things and shit. And like being more aware of the magic is like, a friend rung me and they needed some money or whatever, so I was like, alright, cool, yeah, man, I'll transfer that over to you. Man transferred money over, and I was walking to the shop 5 minutes later and I found the exact money that I transferred. Magic, standard. So yeah, the synchronicity starts happening. And yeah, after an ego death, that's basically you becoming your higher self and stepping into who you're meant to be on your life journey, you know, because some people get trapped in their ego and they spend their whole lifetime in ego, and near the end will start experience who they're meant to be, because the ego likes to keep you stuck and not growing, when you're basically come here to grow and experience what your soul wanted to experience, not being trapped in, I don't know, certain situations, jobs, relationships, certain mind frames and stuff. The soul knows, but it's about trusting. So yeah, it's about trusting the process. And after an ego death, you actually do learn to trust the process more, because you know that it's all happened for a reason and it's all part of your growth and evolution. And also after ego death, you start outgrowing things and starting to become aware of, like, you start outgrowing people, places, things, and starting to need more alone time to kind of go within, meditating and all of that. So yeah, you start outgrowing stuff and changing stuff for more positive, should I say. So if you're hanging around with negative people, not negative people, but people that's just on a different journey to you, then you start kind of, yeah, okay, that kind of needs to end to then begin this kind of thing, should I say. And yeah, after my first ego death, no, not first ego death, after my ego death, because yeah, you learn how to kind of work around the ego, should I say. I always used to have hair since I was 14. I always had hair, and then when I had my ego death, I ended up cutting my hair. And every time I go through something quite dramatic, the ego, should I say, I'm gonna cut my hair just to kind of like a little reminder, because the ego doesn't like change at all. So when I had my first set of dreads, when I cut them off, the ego was like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, no, I'm in control. Boom, hair gone. And then the ego is like, ah, cool, humbled. And then yeah, after you have an ego death, you kind of find your purpose, man, in a strange way. Like, you might not find, oh yeah, I want to be a millionaire and start working and doing this and that or whatever, but you might be more drawn to healing and wanting to help others, even, I don't know, giving more money to the homeless, or wanting to do other stuff to help the planet and stuff like that. You start finding out what your purpose is. You might not know it fully, but you might get a glimpse of it. So you might think, oh yeah, cool, I might want to buy a oracle card deck or a tarot deck just to practice, and that's opening the doorway to the magic anyway, man. So you kind of find your purpose, but yeah, you kind of find your purpose, but it's just the start of the journey, should I say. So you might get a little inkling, and then the more deeper you go down the rabbit hole, then you start getting more aware of what you actually want to do. But yeah, that was just about the ego death, guys, just in case some of you guys are experiencing that right now, because I know a lot of people are waking up and experiencing a dark night of the soul, because I know I was experiencing one. Again, Mercury retrograde. The universe was kicking my ass a couple of days ago. Mercury decides to come in and decides to give me a dark night of the soul as well. Listen, it's the universe loves to test us, you know, but you got to be grateful for the journey anyway, man. But if you like the video, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell thingy, and yeah, I'll hit you guys up with another video real soon when another topic comes to mind or whatever. But make sure you're taking care of yourself, getting plenty of rest and staying hydrated, guys. Peace, love and light, y'all. Blessings.